How you doing, guys? I'm Steven Greenewald, Director of Construction for Georgian Landscape Design and North Georgia Landscape Management. We're in Alpharetta, Georgia today. We wanted to show you this awesome project that we were awarded. Very grateful for the opportunity to do a job on this scale. We'll step over this way. We got the guys coming through with this big pallet of pavers. What we have here on this site is 6,000 square feet of existing pavers. They're a high quality brand, but the installation was less than stellar. I want to get into a little bit of why we're here. Obviously, these customers spent a ton of money the first time around, almost $300,000 on the first installation here. It's only 2 years old, but it's not lasting well. So we're coming in to pull this out. We're going to go back in properly to make sure that this lasts a long time and stands the test of time. So walking along this way, we see a number of areas that have settled in kind of low points that are existing in this driveway. But obviously driveways, they take heavy loads and heavy vehicles, so we can't have settlement just a couple years in. So we're pulling all of these pavers out. We're also gonna pull the base material out. If we walk over here, I can show you a little bit of the base material. So what they have here in this installation, it's called dense graded base. This material has a lot of sand in it, and it holds water. When you get water into your base material, there's settlement and it shifts. The compaction of that soil changes. When the compaction of the soil changes, the pavers settle. And you can see right here, we've got mud in the base of this existing installation. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull all of this base out. We're going down 10 to 12 inches. We're going to amend and use clean stone. So that's stone, something about this size. That's not the same type, but it's about the right size, with no fines, no sand in it. That way water can move into this base material. It can fill it up if it has to, and then it can dissipate over time back into the subgrade. That keeps these customers' stormwater on their property. It's far better for the environment, but it's also gonna last a lot longer. Right now, we're pulling out all of this cobblestone edging. We're gonna remove all of that. Even though it was fine, it's intact, we need to over base our installation here. So what we'll do, we'll extend our base material a couple of feet, or rather 1 foot past what you see on the surface level, so that we have a strong base material along the edge. We're gonna kind of walk through the field of workers here. We'll be really cautious and careful. These guys are doing the same. We're being very careful as we take this apart so that we don't damage the existing landscape and that we take care of our customers' property. We got a big team on this project. Right now we got, I believe, 9 guys in here. As we get to laying pavers, when we get to doing the actual installation of the pavers, we'll probably have 12 to 16 guys to knock this out in just a couple days. This is a perfect example of the type of base material that we don't want. This is trash, and you can see the moisture in it. You got this dark color here, that's moisture, and this is where it dries out in the sun. So we're gonna take all of that out. This is an example of the new paver we'll be installing. This is a paver custom made for us by Techo-Bloc. Manufacturers out of Canada. They've started to get into the US heavily in the last couple of years. They make some of the best pavers, if not the best pavers that you can find, but they also stand behind their product, and they're giving us a long-term warranty on this driveway application, which is very rare in the industry. We can come around the back because we've got more back here too. We just started with our demo yesterday. The guys already got all this taken care of. So here in the backyard, they had a similar type of base material for the majority, but right here behind the house, they actually laid the existing pavers on concrete, it's an acceptable method of installation. So we'll be doing the same in those areas. That'll save the customer a lot of money. It'll save us time. So we'll be laying these pavers just on a bedding layer of 1 inch of M10 sand, which is this stuff right here. Is the really fine aggregate. And then we will install a concrete edge restraint to keep those pavers from sliding. We see here that AT&T, once again, left their wire at only 2 inches, but we were careful and it's still intact. There's also another walkway down the other side. It's more of this here. What we're gonna do is we'll be starting with our new paver installation on the driveway, because the most important portion of this whole project is the threshold transitioning from the driveway out into the field, the paver field. So we'll be starting there so we have no cuts along the driveway edge, and then we can have our cuts and our pavers wherever we need to, wherever they land. But they're not gonna be in a spot where you can see them very easily. And all of those things, they go into our planning. When we're laying out this project, when we're thinking about the best way to do this, we're thinking of the final form of this project. How is this gonna look? How are the details going to be? What are the dimensions of the pavers we have? What pattern are we laying in? All these things come into play. More intricate installations, these customers wanted a pretty, I'm not gonna say basic because this is a very high-end paver that we're using and it's going to be striking, but they didn't want something busy. They don't want a lot of different colors or different pavers or different shapes through here. But very often we're doing inlays and different designs with different textures and pavers built into the project. And it adds this level of intention that you rarely find in landscape and construction. It's an opportunity for our clients to really put their own taste and their own touch right into their property. So we always love to offer those opportunities. And then in this setting, our customers have allowed us to use our own creative design, and they're trusting us with our knowledge and experience, which we're very grateful for. I'm Steven with North Georgia Landscape Management and Georgian Landscape Design, your one-stop shop for all things landscape in North Atlanta.